I'm here with Nikki Lee Young, a Playboy model. She's absolutely gorgeous. Nikki, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
I feel a little far away from you. Can I move a little closer?
Yes, you are a little too
Because
far. Wait, how's this? How's that?
okay, that works.
Oh, yes.
That works.
Okay,
Wait a
perfect.
minute, how's it? Is it? Oh no, sorry. No, this is good. This is good.
This is perfect. Okay, great.
So how are you?
I'm doing very well.
Yeah, you look
Yes.
beautiful in person. I've seen some of your pictures, and you're pretty stunning.
Thank you. I try.
You try. So let's talk about. I want to hear everything about your whole life and what brings you to now. Some of the stuff you done with Playboy, your modeling and stuff. Like,
Okay.
where were you born and raised?
Well, I was born in New Britain General Hospital, New Britain, Connecticut.
Okay.
I was raised, well, for like the first 6 years of my life, I resided in Plainville, Connecticut. But my mother liked to move around a lot, so we moved around a lot. I moved when I was 9. We moved to Waterbury, and that's when she married my dad. Because I'm adopted. Well,
I'm adopted too.
Well, my father is not my biological father.
Okay.
He adopted me when I was 2 years old, but anyway, so they got married. We moved to Waterbury, and then when they divorced, we moved back to Plainville, and then from there we moved to East Haven, Connecticut, where she remarried again to my stepfather, but they're no longer together now. And then from there, Wallingford, and so on and so forth. So I've been around.
You've been around. How did you get into modeling? I mean, because that's what really stands out to me is
Yes.
kind of like I hear Playboy model is like, wow, it's pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
that's a pretty big accomplishment. Yes. Well, no, I mean, when I was younger, my mom like put me through like those baby pageants and stuff. You
Okay.
know.
Like more like the 4-year-olds with like you see on TV with like
Exactly.
your hair teased and you look like you're like 30 at the age of like 2. All right.
Exactly. And then, I took a break for a little while, and when I was like 12 or 13, we went to, it was like a casting call.
Okay.
And like it was for like Elite Ford, it was John Casablanca modeling agency.
Okay.
And, we paid like $1,500 for me to like go to modeling school, but that didn't really work out. It's kind of bogus, and then, I kind of just, for the most part, from 12 to like, what was it, like 21, I didn't really do much modeling, but then once I hit 21, I decided to take it up on my own, and become like independent,
Okay.
because at that age you could do it on your own. So a friend of mine introduced me to One Model Place and Model Mayhem, and I signed up on there, and I did some work on there and stuff and made some money, but I wasn't really like in the right headspace then, wasn't mature enough.
Okay.
And then how old was I when I met Bruce? So I was 24, 25? And I've been doing it for the past year and a half, going strong, doing it full time. So.
Did you feel like you needed, because when you say Bruce is your manager?
Yes, he is.
Did you feel like you need to have a manager, because there's a lot of people out there that are like they want to become a model, right? And they have no representation. They go out to shows, they just show up, or they go with the designers or whoever, and then all of a sudden they're modeling. But it's like you see the same people all going with the same thing over and over again. Like what would a manager do, or what has
Okay, well, the reason why I think a manager is great is because a lot of the models that I have met along the way are very naive, and they get caught up in the drama, and they don't realize, like for me, a manager was good for me because like I said, I was naive when I started out, and I met Bruce, and he's kind of like been my mentor along the way, and he knows a lot about this industry that I did not know, and a lot of models succumb to all the can I swear?
You get to say what
succumb to all the bullshit, and it's like, and they get caught up and they become pigeonholed. Where I'm more diverse, Bruce has showed me to be, that I can not only do glamour, but I can do swimsuit, I could do, lingerie, I could do, fetish, I could do it all, and he showed me a lot of those things along the way and stuff. And, a lot of models think, a lot of independent models that do it independently that are not signed with an agency, they get caught up in, it becomes all about the money to them at some point, whereas me, it's about, obviously it's how I make my living,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also a passion of mine, and I really enjoy doing it, and it's still a creative process for me when I'm shooting, and a lot of models lose track of that along the way, and they become model mayhem models, like I want to take it to the next level. I don't want to be a model mayhem model.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like,
but managers are good because
Yeah.
they protect you,
okay.
and they can research the people that you're working with. Whereas, like Bruce knows the right questions to ask, whereas I did not in the beginning. And to this day, I still don't. I'm still all, learning process for me, so.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, and you can give advice to
Yes.
anyone, but it seems like the more money, you'll make the money based off of doing more like one-on-one shoots, specific things for certain like movies or like you mentioned, different types of environments, that you can shoot for. Like
Right, exactly.
That's where you're gonna make the money, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could do, I haven't really done much of the acting, but I would love to take some acting classes and, dabble in that, because I think I'd be good at that. I'm a good actress. But no, what were you saying? But
about like making money, is it like
yes,
more?
exactly. Like you can make a lot of money doing one-on-ones. A lot of these photographers that you meet along the way are, either hobbyists or amateur photographers, looking to make something of themselves, and some of them are really good and some of them are not. But yeah, you make, the most money you can make is doing, the one-on-ones where you're booking the one-on-ones. I mean, you could do workshops too, but again, it's like you're working an 8-hour day and you're not really getting paid for an 8-hour day. But really where the money making is doing more commercial work, like catalog work, really booking those commercial gigs, which is very hard to do, especially when you're doing it independently because you're representing yourself. So you have to, really be a go-getter and, really be persistent if you want to, make it.
What about like fashion shows and stuff? I mean,
I haven't done much fashion shows. I would love to.
Okay.
But again, like I would love to be like, do a lot of the runway stuff. But again, there's height requirements and stuff. So.
Yeah.
But like when I attended the Sky Room the other night for the Kim Kardashian show, that was a pretty cool experience. I haven't done much of that, and I want to start doing more of that because it's good to network and meet other people and network with designers and hairstylists and makeup artists, and that's really what it's all about is networking and people at the end of the day.
It is. I see a lot of these models and a lot of like. See, I think you're at the level where it's like if you start doing that, you're gonna be doing the same thing over and over again, and you're gonna be doing like making no money. And
I noticed a lot of them don't.
Because they're all a lot of them are like local designers, very talented designers,
exactly.
and they're always casting because they just need models. And a lot of the models are like, oh, it's exposure for me. They can get some pictures taken of them.
But they don't realize, they think it's really good exposure, but it's, I mean, really, what are they benefiting? How are they really benefiting? Some of them see it like, oh yeah, this is really great exposure, and they do it over and over and over again, and they're not making any money. It's like, I mean, I just, one hand does not wash the other. Definitely,
yeah. And it's like, it looks cool from an outsider perspective, like, oh my God, I want to be that girl walking up and down in the clothes.
Exactly.
But then it's like, there's hours of preparation before that. The hair and makeup.
So it's like, it's taking up a lot of your time, and you're not getting paid for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're preparing for like 4 hours for like 15 minutes of runway time.
Exactly. Right, I know.
It's kind of like
so quick. I couldn't believe how fast it went the other night.
It's like I waited 18 years for 10 seconds. Right? Oh, never mind. It's not. But it's like you wait for the big thing to happen, and it's like then it happens. But it depends. Some people love it, and I'm starting to see some of the same girls that are at these shows that are becoming very popular.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's like a couple of these gorgeous.
I would
girls.
love to attend some more of those shows. I mean, I really enjoyed myself the other night. I had a really good time.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a full-time job in itself.
Is it really?
Oh my God, I can be 7 days a week. I could be at fashion events.
I don't want to do that. It's got to be a mix. Honestly, it's like I want it to be a mixture of things. Like I could book my one-on-ones with my photographers from like Model Mayhem. I also want to do like promo events. I want to start doing more of that because you meet other people.
Yeah.
And that's I want to be meeting other people. Because just shooting with photographers all the time is like it's just not enough. Because okay, you're networking with them and you're getting to meet new photographers, but it's like I want to meet other models too and other, like I said, hairstylists and MUAs and other publications and stuff like that. So.
How can we talk about Playboy and stuff like
that? Let's talk about Playboy. Yeah.
Now
that was a great experience.
Bruce told me that we're going to be doing some nude shooting today here, you and I. And
what kind of nude shooting?
I don't care, whatever you want. I'm game, No, but how did you? That's like. I mean, most men.
Yes.
I mean, like everything is now on the internet. I mean, like is Playboy?
No,
like,
it really is.
It's like is Playboy still big? I mean, it's.
I believe that most of their traffic comes from like the cyber club and everything that goes online because again with the magazine it's a great magazine,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like not as risque as what you see inside the cyber club.
Okay.
You know, in the cyber club, it's more, like I said, risque. It's more erotic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more touching, feeling. You know, there's girl on girl, that sort of thing,
Okay.
and that's really where they make the most of their money, I think. You know, from what I could tell.
Okay. I'm gonna make this a little risque.
That was a little too risque for me.
Yeah, I know. I get a little carried away, you know, but.
But what else would you like to know?
No, I mean, so what is it like? I mean,
Okay.
I mean, to.
What is it like? Okay, so I'll be honest. You know, when I first did I got into Playboy. You know, Bruce knew one of the photographers because he actually a fellow model of his. She has also shot for several special editions. She's made cover. Melissa Jean is her name, and you know, she's a great model and stuff. She's based in Florida. And so Bruce and we submitted some pictures to Yarmo,
Okay.
which he's one of the Playboy photographers. He's actually doing like Shoot the Centerfold right now and stuff out of Vegas and everything. So we submitted some pictures to him, and he emailed Bruce back, and he suggested that I go to the Playboy casting in New York City. So I attended that. That was last October, and they really liked me. So they shot me, like I said, for the 30 minutes of video for the Cyber Club and everything, and they published me in the Cyber Club, and you know, and I did really well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was one of the top ranking models in there, and so they, you know, contacted me and asked me to shoot for the special edition. So you know, who's going to turn that down? You know, so I was so excited because that's every girl's dream to be, you know, in Playboy magazine. So, but yeah, so they ended up shooting me. It was February of this year. On Hibiscus Island, you know, like this $30 million mansion. It was just amazing. It was beautiful. And it was like an 8-hour shoot. We shot like 4 different scenes. And, you know, they've published me in 2 special editions so far, Blondes, Brunettes, and Redheads, and Sexy Girls of Summer. That was the most recent one. And it was really an amazing experience. And, you know, now hopefully, you know, I can make, you know, play Mayor Centerfold.
Wow.
So that would be a big accomplishment. Because once you do that, that's like really kind of when, you know, you get a lot of exposure because, you know, they're constantly promoting you because, you know, you're signing a contract with them and, you know, they're flying you all over the place and you're working all these different events and stuff like that. So that would be really cool.
Do you get, like, I'm assuming more men know who you are than women,
Oh,
I guess?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
So you get, like, guys coming up to you going, hey, I've, like...
No, you know, believe it or not, I haven't gotten that.
Really?
I wish I would get that. That would
Okay,
be
I'll
awesome.
admit. I've watched you for like. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean
I get a lot of people like, because you know, obviously I'm on Facebook and everything, so I have a lot of fans on there.
Yeah.
You know, people constantly, you know, wanting, you know, like I get fan mail and all that good stuff. You know, It's hard to keep up with it all, but.
I'm sure you get the guys that are like, you're so gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
And people. I mean, guys do that to me all the time. Oh.
Do they really?
Guys and girls. I get more guys out of me than women. It's ridiculous. But,
oh God.
But
I'm popular with the ladies too, believe it or not.
You know, once you're good looking, it's like, you know. So let's talk about now. I want to get to like hair and stuff like that, and like
hair,
makeup and
okay,
stuff,
because
you know, I am the salon guy. We have to talk about hair a little bit, you know. Now, I love your hair.
Do you?
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice shade of blonde, but I've seen pictures of you where your hair was like platinum
white blonde.
Like, I mean, which looked good on you.
I loved it.
You know.
Because you've seen my Playboy pics, it was like really, really.
Yeah.
They made it pop a little bit more. I mean, it wasn't as white.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was pretty platinum.
Yeah.
It was pretty blonde.
Yeah. I mean, like, so it seems a little more toned down now.
It is. I had to, you know, take it easy for a bit because it was all the blonde was really, really frying my hair.
Okay.
You know, because you know, having to bleach it, you know, every so often, every like 6 weeks, it just wasn't good.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, a lot of my hair was, you know, falling off. It was like broken and stuff. So. I ended up going to the salon in the Bronx, and you know, one of the girls there, she's a younger hairdresser. She fixed it up for me, and now I do lowlights and highlights.
Okay.
Just because, you know, plus I want it to be more contrasty too, look more natural. You know, whereas the platinum blonde wasn't so natural. So.
What's the most important physical feature to you? Like what has to be perfect? Is it your hair? Is it your makeup? Body. So
I think it's a little bit of everything. Because obviously you want your hair, makeup, the whole thing. You know, your nails, all the way down to your toes. You know, have to be perfect. But you know, obviously mainly your body because that's what you're you're posing with your body. You know, it's, you know, you want to be fit and in shape. You know, so luckily I was born with, you know, these muscles.
Born with that?
No, honestly,
no,
I've had these
that
since
takes
I was.
work. Let me feel those guns.
Guys, feel it.
Holy cow! I'm gonna call you like Arnold at this. Yeah, I like those muscles. Yeah, nice.
No, honestly, you know, this is like really mostly natural muscle tone here. I've had this since I was like, what, in 5th grade?
Are you
The
kidding
guys
me?
used to come up
Were you
to
posing
me.
in Playboy in 5th grade too?
I was. They contacted me. They're like,
It's
we
called
want
Play
her.
Kids instead of
Yes. But no, I mean, I used to work out a lot actually in the gym and stuff with my mother, and I used to go to the gym every day. But now it's like I kind of like, you know, I've been, you know, doing some cardio. Like I walk, you know, a lot. But for the most part, I haven't really been, you know, in the gym like I should be, just because it's I have a lot on my plate right now because I'm going, you know, I'm trying to go back to school in October and stuff. So it's like with modeling school and all this stuff, it's really hectic. So, but I try to keep up. So luckily, I'm you're blessed with a nice.
You are in good shape. You are in good shape. I mean, I have to work out like 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. Some women have to
ridiculous.
work out a lot to get these muscles.
So like, so hair is definitely very important to you.
Hair is definitely important.
I mean,
well, because you don't want to have your roots showing at a photo shoot. You know what I mean,
exactly.
I see some of these models are very sloppy. You know, like my nails are always done every few weeks, and so are my toes. You know, that's very important because representation is everything to me. You know, and first impression. You know, I don't want to look like a slob.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, and when I talk about like branding and business stuff, I always say, you know, your brand is a representation of yourself.
Exactly.
So if you walk around looking like a slob all the time,
right,
people are like,
look
at this moron again. Here he comes. Look at this guy, you know. But if you see, like, if you're always dressed up all the time, and it's like I remember when we first met, you saw me and you're going, oh my God, you're so attractive. I go, I know.
Yes, you know, I was thinking that actually.
No, I'm just kidding. but I mean, I'm always in a suit all the time. Or
but that's how you want to be.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, obviously, there are times when you're obviously dressed down.
Yeah.
Because you just know that you're not going to be seeing anybody that day.
Of course.
But, you know, for the most part, you want to, you know, you never know who you're going to run into.
Yep.
So you want to make sure you dress the part.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, so what's next for you? Let's, you know, let's talk about your future and what you have planned. I mean, Playmate, I mean, you want to do that? It's like,
you know, that would be really great. I mean, that's obviously not like where all my focus is right now.
Okay.
I'm really looking to go, you know, obviously there's other magazines that I want to shoot for. There's one that contacted me in particular. They're out of New York, called Mob Candy Magazine. And actually, one of the girls, Angelina from the Jersey Shore, she's actually on the cover of one of their magazines.
Okay.
So that's another opportunity I have. They contacted me. They're really wanting to shoot with me, so I have to set that up. But mainly right now, my focus is I really want to shoot more commercial, like lingerie catalogs, because I'm good for lingerie, swimsuit. You know, I have the body for that. Okay. So now, you know, so we're starting to do more of that, more submittals and stuff, because, you know, commercial work is where the money's at.
Yeah, I do a lot of lingerie stuff.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Yeah, there's, you know, Victoria's Secrets?
Oh, love Victoria's Secrets.
I model for Steven's Secrets.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Love it, love it.
So, I guess, yeah, I think let's wrap it up. I appreciate your time, and you're absolutely stunning.
Yes, thank you.
Where can people find out about you? Like, you know, see your pictures and things?
On Model Mayhem.
Okay.
It's www.modelmayhem.com/Niki Lee Young. Okay, and then also I'm on Facebook. You can look me up. You can follow me on Twitter at Niki Lee Young. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
High five.
Awesome. I enjoyed it.
Arm.
I know.
Those muscles.
Down.
But thank you so much for your time. I had so much fun, and thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you. Have a great day.